Right guys, we're back for another video. I was going to record this intro on a walk that we're about to go and do now, but we're in a bit of a rush, so I thought I'd record it now. So there's my story for you all this morning. I'm going to do a bit of a full day of eating. No, I think I will do a full day of eating actually. Yeah, I'll do a full day of eating. About 3,900 calories today, or just over. 250 protein, 600 carb, and 55 fat are the targets. I usually always hit them quite spot on. Meal one, which I usually have after my morning walk, but we've got like a bit of a weird day planned today to get everything in. So I've actually got a shake, and I've not had a Ninja shake for probably like the best part of a year. We haven't used our Ninja for ages, have we, the blender?
No.
Like we bought it, we used it every day for like 6 months, and then
the gimmick wore off.
The gimmick wore off, yeah. We're like deep into off season, and then we just didn't really use it. It's great for dieting because you make those like cold recipes for summer, and then in the winter you don't want cold recipes. So in there is a scoop away, 150 milk, 3 big cubes of ice, blueberries, banana, and nut butter. All the macros and that will be on the screen. Smallest meal of the day. Usually it's the yogurt meal, but I can't have the skier bowl because we haven't got any skier. So we're going to Asda now. It's 7 o'clock, and we're also getting a load of stuff for a festival going on in 5-6 days. So that's cool. So we're getting all the fridge stuff today, which should be fine because we're getting nothing that'll go out of date within a week. There's a dog walker on the road. Jesus Christ. Damn. There is a pavement as well. It's not like, anyway. So yeah, that's cool. We've got loads of bloodstock stuff. It's the festival we're going to. Not that there's many bands we actually want to see in bloodstock, but basically we haven't gone to a festival this year. We decided we weren't going to go because I was prepping at the start of the year. And then as the summer's coming to an end, we're like, we should have gone on a festival or to a festival. So that's how we ended up going to bloodstock. I think it'll just be us two, which will be quite nice. We've done many festivals, just the two of us, haven't we? Mm-hmm. And the first one we were a bit like, oh, this is going to be really boring, but then it ends up being better in a way because you're not having you're not peer pressured to go out after the bands and all that. So we live like two little old people. We still drink and have fun, but
only until 8:30 at night.
Only until 8:30. No, it's usually 11:30. We're pretty crazy. So we will. You know, I'll probably do a few videos on that actually, just like how to actually how to be at a festival when you're quite healthy or when you're a bodybuilder. I don't know. I'll think of the title. But basically, how to eat at a festival where you can still have fun, but you just make sure you get your protein in and make it really, really easy and not too expensive. So we're going to do this now. My next meal will be. I haven't got much planned today actually. It's a day off work, but I've got just like more admin stuff to do. So I've got an actual bit of work to do, which I'll do in between. But I've got a haircut, and then I've got another dentist appointment, and then we're training about 1. And then we've got a deload coming, obviously, over the festival, and I'm really feeling it. My leg is hurting, but slowly we're getting better. I pulled my back yesterday doing a hamstring curl, so that's usually a sign for me that I just need to stop. But we've got 4 training sessions left. I've not had a break properly since peak week. Was the last break I had, and that wasn't really a break. So I've not had an actual time off the gym since the prep. So it's definitely well needed. So we're good 7 days off training, and then yeah, I'll show you all how to do an actual deload in another video. So yeah, we're gonna park up in Asda, go on a walk around town, and get the shopping, and then I'll catch you guys for meal number 2. Oh god, guys, I'm in such a rush now. Like I promise that I know that every single one of these videos I'm in a rush. Like I'm usually so on time, and then when I record these videos, I usually do it on days that are a bit more busy. I don't know why. I just kind of get a bit more motivated to do the videos, and then they take more time. So obviously trying to think of what to just recording, just setting up the camera. I don't really think of anything when I record, hence why they're so messy. Meal 1 was okay, but I'm not a big fan of shakes as like meals because like I'm still hungry. I'm still at that stage where they don't even touch the sides. That was like 400 calories, I think. You've seen the macros before, I have. So if you are struggling to get food in, and going back to the last video, how easy it is to get 4,000 calories in, shakes are a great idea. I could have put in more peanut butter, more honey, and easily have made like 1,000 calories if I wanted to. And even added oats if you wanted a bit more like fibre and more whey. I had like not much whey in it because I know I've got 4 other meals with a lot of whey in them today, or a lot of protein. The next meal I've prepared. So basically, we went to Asda. It's one of them self-service tills. So because we had like £200 worth of stuff because of the festival next week, every time we were scanning stuff, it was like reporting as not being bagged or bagging alert. So it took like 25 minutes just to put everything through the till. So we're in a massive rush. I've got home, I've stuck all the fridge stuff away. I've had to leave Faye to put away the rest of the stuff, who's also in a rush to get to work, bless her. I'm just in a rush for a haircut. I've got 8 minutes to get to a hairdresser's. That's about 15 minutes away. And I've already paid for it as well, so I'm hoping they don't cancel the appointment if I'm late. But yeah, so put all the fridge stuff away. I literally threw my next meal together. I didn't even have time to chop the dates that go in the meal. That's how hard my life is today. So I'll have to have them on the side. But I made sure that there's an apple. It's like a skier bowl. You'll see it. You'll see the macros as well. It'll be like a skier with lots of different fruits. I made sure the apple was covered in yogurt so it didn't go like brown and gross. And then I put honey and peanut butter on top. So I'm looking forward to that because it's my first proper meal of the day. I haven't got time after the hairdressers to go home for the dentist. That's why I've kind of thrown the meal together so I can have them like, on the way. So I'm glad I've done it, but it was just, yeah, one of the massive rushes. And why is it when you rush, everything goes wrong? I dropped my can. Don't know if you can see that. So I've not even tried to open it yet. Is it going to go everywhere? Is it even going to open? It's one of weird locations. So I haven't got a can of Coke today. So it's just one of them bloody days, isn't it? But I'll have this now. I'll go and get my haircut. I'm not even desperate for a haircut. Well, I am. I'm really scruffy, I know, but I usually don't. Like, I'm usually really, really scruffy. But because of the festival, shorter hair is so much easier to handle. You just get it all shaved off. It takes 2 seconds to wash it when you need to, and then it's done. So I'm going to try and get into this Coke, which I don't think I'll be able to without the keys, which are obviously in the car. And then, yeah, get my haircut, and then I'll probably catch you guys while I have meal number 2. So we are done. So we've made it, and I was like 2.5 minutes late, which is quite impressive considering how late I was leaving the house. And then when I got there, he was still eating his breakfast anyway, the barber. So it is a salon, but he basically lives there. It's all bookings only, so no one's going to walk in and steal the spot. But if I'm super late, then obviously he'll have to cancel it because he's got someone else booked in half an hour later. And it only took like 15-20 minutes. I went for a 2, so I usually get a 3 on the side and a chop on top. I went for a 2 just to save me having to go back as soon. I used to have long hair as well as a kid, so if I can find any pictures I'll put them up, but I don't think I will because I used to also hate having pictures taken. So this meal is quickly becoming one of my favourite meals, although it doesn't look very appetising now. So it's yogurt. The macros are all on screen and the actual ingredients. So it's 450 yogurt, so it's just a pot of skier. 50 blueberries, 50 raspberries. I've got 40 dates, which are at the moment on the side. I've got a knife somewhere so I can chop them up and put them in. 50 oats, 10 peanut butter, 10 honey. The goal is basically the same as it always has been. 5 meals a day. My protein split across them relatively evenly. The first meal was a bit smaller because I don't want to have to put like 400 grams of yogurt in here and leave 20 left in the tub. I think it's 420 actually on the macros, but it is 450 today, so I might change that. If I don't, well, it's 30 grams of yogurt. I have fruit or veg with every meal. So in this case, the first meal you saw was the blueberries and the banana. This meal is the raspberries and the blueberries and the dates. It is quite expensive frozen fruit, but it's a lot cheaper than the fresh fruit. So these bags are like 2 bags for £4. So that's like, it's basically 650 grams of fruit because the raspberries are 300 and the blueberries are 350 in Asda. So it's 650 grams of fruit, berries for £4. So it's not too bad. It does add up, especially because I have quite a lot of frozen fruit. There's an apple in here as well. So again, Pink Lady apples are expensive. This time of year, for some reason, they're all on offer for literally like half the price. So I've got in my fridge at the moment, the whole top shelf is skier yogurts because obviously we're going to a festival and I will bring some of them with me. The whole bottom right drawer is just Pink Lady apples. I do go through them in time. I keep them in the fridge because A, they last longer, B, they stay crispy. What is it with me in the alphabet today? They last longer, they stay crispy, and they just taste nicer. So I'll enjoy this now. The fats in each meal, I try and get healthy fats in each meal again, just because I've only got 55 grams of fat compared to like 600 carb. So you get a bit of trace fat from the carbs, like the oats. So I need to make sure that the fats I do get are just as healthy as possible. So you'll see the nuts, nut butters, mainly at the moment, I don't really have any nuts. Dark chocolate, and then rest days is avocado and salmon and steak usually. But yeah, and cheese. Yeah, I think that's it. So I'm going to enjoy this now. I've got about 15 minutes to eat it before I go to the dentist. It's going to have loads of crap in my teeth, but hopefully it's just for a post-op checkup. And then I'll go home, do a bit of work, catch you for meal 3, and hopefully see you in a different environment than just my bloody car. So we're back home, change of scenery. I've got a coffee. I thought I'd sit outside. As you can see, it's really nice, but it's like what feels like about 30 degrees because I'm a bit like a sun trap here. And I'm wearing a thick black top, so I'll get changed after recording this. And I've got a hot coffee, so yeah, regretful decisions. Like I said, first world problems today. So I went to the dentist and I had to have a root canal because that was about 15 years ago now because of rugby and that I banged my tooth, it died. They changed the root. And then I went to a new dentist recently, 15 years later, and he said, oh, it's a bit of an infection where it was in the gum. It's not live, but or whatever it is, you can't feel it, but it needs sorting. So they arranged to take it out, obviously quite expensive. So I just fly. And then he put me in for a hygienist as well. So changed the root canal. That's what they did. They cut the tooth. They just changed the root. And then saw the hygienist. That was 3 months ago. And then last week I saw the hygienist who said I didn't need to be there, but they still obviously charged me that £85. And then went back to the dentist today for the checkup from the operation. And he's like, oh, it's exactly the same like level of infection in there as there was. And I looked at the X-ray and it's so minor. I don't even think there is one, but I think he's just trying to con me. So I spent like £700-800 in there in total now in like 3 appointments. I think he hinted at going back to the hygienist as well, but obviously it's been a week, so I didn't fall for that one. But yeah, so keep an eye on your dentists. But yeah, so I'm going to enjoy this coffee. I just thought I'd moan. I'll catch you for meal 3. So here we have meal number 3. This is my post-workout meal, so it's very high in carb. I think it's 140, 150 grams. My carbs are 600 a day, so I try and have a quarter pre and a quarter post, and then 25 grams intra. So over half my carbs are around my workout, and that's just to fuel training, and post-workout obviously to fuel recovery, or initiate the recovery process straight away. And we also know our ability to uptake and utilize carbohydrates is much higher post-workout. That's why I do that. Pre-workout I will have a bit of fat, so I've got peanut butter as you saw, again in the macros, just to slow down digestion. Otherwise I'll be going proper hypo during the workout, which you don't want. And then post-workout it's much lower in fat, as you'll see. I think you saw on the last video anyway. It's a very similar meal. These rice cakes are on offer in Asda for $1.50 instead of $2.25. I remember a year ago these were on offer for £1. Isn't it nuts how much they've gone up for?
Yes.
So I've got about 8 packets in the cupboard because they're on offer and I've made the most of it. The downside of rice cakes is they're really nice when you first open them for like 3 days and they start getting that weird chewy texture. So I'm looking forward to these because they're unopened. Although we opened a packet the other day, didn't we? We opened a packet the other day and they were proper soggy. Oh. So we're trying our best and I've got through like maybe half of them before I was just like, nah. But on my work days, I go through about 6 rice cakes a day. So it didn't sound like much, but these are big rice cakes. I think each one's 13.3 grams. So yeah, so there's only about 12 in there. We'll have this now, like I said, nearly 1,000 calories, about 900, 150 carb. And I'm going to train. So I'll catch you guys for the next one. So I don't know if you can see behind me. It's a very nice view. I thought I'd get some pre-workout steps in outside today. Usually do them on the treadmill, but it's absolutely boiling in there. The aircon's not working, neither is the Wi-Fi, so I thought, yeah, there's nothing making me want to do that. I hate mopeds. Yeah, there's nothing making me want to do steps inside today, so outside, just 10 minutes, and then for pre-workout I've got about 2/3 of a Monster, because Faye wanted some of it. It's about 100 milligrams of caffeine, but I only had a coffee like 2 hours ago anyway. Then I have a scoop of Mega Pump, I think it's called, by Contest Sports. It's a good stim-free product. I only actually take stim-free products on push and upper days, so basically any day that I train, like chest and shoulders. On back days I don't find the pump helps me at all. On upper and push days I wear all my arm workers anyway as well. And on leg days I find like pump products end up, well, they make it harder to train because I end up failing like a leg extension because of the pump, not because of the mechanical tension, which we know is the biggest driver of hypertrophy. So you don't want the pump to be the limiting factor. So I'll do this now. I'll go back to the car, I'll drink the pump straight away, and then I'll start sipping the caffeine. And then by the time I finish that, I will go and train. So I've got upper on the cards today, but I won't record it because the gym's absolutely heaving. But I have recorded a push and arm session last week. So I will use that footage in today's video. Either way, it's very similar. I'm eating, I'm training, but it breaks up just watching me eat all day. If I remember rightly, I think I recorded myself during the session in terms of like voiceover, so explaining the exercise to do and why and that sort of thing. If I have, great, I'll stick it in this video. If I haven't, I might add some more to it before uploading this video, but I haven't started editing it yet, so I need to get around to that. But I won't record this session. I might record some clips for just Instagram post, so keep an eye out for that. Links in the description below. And a shameless plug for coaching as well for those interested. Like I said, the offer's still standing for the next 3 to 4 people that do apply. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the car, down them drinks, and go and train. So it's pushing arms, so it's basically chest, triceps, biceps, shoulders. I've got pull tomorrow, so it's not too much volume on the arms. But I do 2 exercises of biceps and 2 triceps. When I do 4 sets of biceps at the end, I am rushing it. Like, I don't really give as much attention to detail as I can, but there's not much effort involved. And also, by doing them first, it doesn't take away from the rest of the session. My compounds today are all push movements, so biceps don't take away. So I make sure that with this exercise, because it's first in the session, that I focus more on the shortened range, with a good squeeze at the top. Again, just 2 sets to failure. I've done set 1 already. I didn't record the first set. I don't pause on this, but I do about, well, I do pause, I don't count it, it's about half a second in each end, just to make sure I control the movement. But what you want to do with this, where I see a lot of people go wrong, is plant your feet down, keep your arms as flat as possible. Obviously they'll move a little bit, but that's fine. And your goal here is to bring your your arms as close to your head as possible, because I'm focusing on the shortened range. But what you get a lot of people doing is when it gets heavy towards the end, the lower back will come into it. So the last set I got 8 reps, and then the last one I couldn't get past here, so 8.5 reps. It's basically 8 and a partial if you want to count it as that. So that's why I do it first. It doesn't take away from the rest of the session. Feels good, and then I can give more tension to the biceps, which needs a lot of work. Triceps, I'll do both exercises at the end because that does take away from my pushing movements. And what you'll see today is my compound. The first one is actually the 4th exercise in. So I'll do this. I'll do 3 or 4 sets of laterals. I can't remember what it is. You'll see. Again, to failure. And then I actually do a pec fly now before my first compound. Does it take away from my pressing? A little bit. My pressing is still progressing week on week. The reason I do it first is it just gets my chest the blood in it that it needs, so I feel my chest more during the compounds. Again, to failure. Hoping for 10. Well, hoping for 11. Lock yourself down. Find where you want to be, and then stay there. What you saw then, my lower back was really trying to come into it towards the end, but don't let that happen. So that last rep, I don't count it as a full rep, so I'll just do like 10 plus 1. Got 10 last week, so that's still progression. Your biceps aren't going to progress every week, and if they are, something's going wrong. It's most likely your form. Ignore the, again, I wear such scruffy outfits for these videos. I need a shave as well. I'm literally turning into Mike Israel with his hairiness. So, yeah, my shoulders might get proper hairy. But I'm going to a festival, I think, in 10 days now. So I'm going to wait until the day before that to shave, because I can't be arsed doing it now, because I'll be hairy again. Not that you give a shit. From the lateral raise, I've got wristbands on, and it's not because my wrists are at risk of bending and getting injured. It's full range of motion. So with this, you usually hold it here, but this tension doesn't start till there. I've got a little bit of room where I can really utilise that length and stretch. And again, like I said in the last video, the most hypertrophic response we can get is in that length and range. What I do is I put the wraps on so I can position the bar here. Instead of starting here, we're starting there. So it's a little bit more where, yeah, give it a go, you'll feel it. You have to go a bit lighter, but again, less fatigue, less setup, less warm up, and you'll just feel better towards the end. So these are all 10 to 15. No, they're not. It's 3 sets, 2 10 to 15 and 1 15 to 20. Again, there's no need to go heavy on these, and don't expect to increase them week on week. Just make sure you keep your form. So I'll do about a split second at the bottom, pause, and a split second at the top. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't take away from the rest of the session. And if you do it at the end of the session, you'll just flog them anyway. So yeah, make the most of it. So at 12.5 again, same as last week, but felt better. Again, at the end, I'll do like a few partials when I know I definitely can't get it up anymore. I'll just utilise that length and range and get everything I can out of it. I only do 3 sets of delts today, side delts, and 4 sets on the other day, I think. So basically 6 or 7 sets across a week. This now, another 2 sets, and I'll go on to the fly variation, which is a flat pec deck. So on the Hammersmith pec deck, this is the first flat chest fly that I've done in a very long time. I started it 6 weeks ago at the start of this meso. I'm loving it. I've been doing really well. I've been doing mainly isolation work on the upper chest really, so like clavicular flies and that. For this now, again, it does take a little bit away from the compounds afterwards, but if anything, it warms it up better. So first set is 8 to 10, second set is 10 to 15. We'll focus a lot on the stretch, get a good 3 seconds in the pause. Again, it's the start of the session, so you could focus more on the shortened range, but I really want my chest warmed up so I can use less weight for the actual compound work and give my scapula a bit of a chance to recover. So I'll do this now, 2 sets of failure, moderate rep range and then a high rep range. No, actually no, I think the second set's 15 to 20, so it's a very high rep range. And you'll see then we'll go to the first compound, which is a bit more exciting to watch. So we'll do this now. So I really focus on slow eccentrics. We know our bodies, our muscles are a lot stronger during these sets of caution, so utilise that extra time under tension. But yeah, I'll do another set of this, then I shall do the first compound. So the chest is adequately warmed up from the pec deck upstairs. second set I didn't record mainly because, as you saw from the first set, it's a 3-second hold at the eccentric. The second set is a 15 to 20 repper, so it's a very long set to watch. Pretty boring set to watch. And I think it took like 3 minutes or something, or 2 minutes, 30 seconds in the end. But I didn't record that. Then obviously, as you'd expect, my chest is full of blood now, ready to go. Not quite to the level that's going to hopefully impact too much of the rest of the session. What I do find is I'm still progressing on all these compounds, so until I don't, I'm going to keep it like it is because it doesn't really connect well with my chest during these compounds. Last week I got this for 8, I think, so if I can get 9, I'll be really happy. Every week this has progressed. What you'll see with this is, even though it's a shoulder press, I do bring the bum forward because it feels more natural for me. I'm sitting here, it just feels really unnatural. I put my shoulder in a lot of compromise, so I don't want to blow my shoulder out. My scapula's already injured. I bring my bum forward. Obviously, as you'd expect, that does bring in a lot more of the upper trapecles, which is fine because I'm trying to work that more anyway. But yeah, that's why I do that. So my bum came a bit too far forward towards the end, just to cheat that last rep up. I just had to get it mentally. I also didn't go as low as I could have on my last rep. But progress is progress. Next week it's, well, I can't increase the weight more than that anyway, so next week I'll get that for a good 9, hopefully maybe 9.5 to 10. And then to deload, I very much need to feel battered. I've had an 8-week, well, it will be an 8-week block since prep finished, so about 7 weeks of solid progression, solid weight gain since prep. So my body's understandably beaten because I didn't take much of a break after prep either, so I'll have a week completely off when I'm going away to a festival. Isn't the most optimal recovery, but I bring an airbed and I'm getting old now, I'm not up all night party anyway. Once the band's finished, I'm pretty much done. But that's the story. 5th exercise now. I think it's the 2nd compound. What you'll see with the compounds today is as well, get them out so I can hear myself there. What you see with the compounds today is I'm basically hitting each part of my chest, more or less. So the first compound was very upper focus, clavicular. This is slightly more flat, it's still quite inclined. It's called super inclined, but it's not that inclined. And that's just work pretty much the overall chest really for me. I notice when I'm a bit of an incline, the whole chest comes into play, except for the very, very lower part. So my next exercise is exactly that. It's a dip. You'll see it is a prime dip. I'm looking that way because it's behind the camera. It's a prime dip and it allows me to focus more on the length in the range because it's the end of the session in terms of compounds. And that's very low effect focused. And it also helps smash the triceps as well. You'll see on this as well, I do shrug quite a lot. Don't do that. I've got a bad scapula and I find that if I go in a proper position where you lock your scapula down, it really hurts. On this exercise in particularly, I've tried many different exercises, but if I shrug my shoulders slightly higher, it looks a bit weird, but it feels much better. I don't go quite as deep, so that's why. If I can get 7 or 8, well, if I get 8 with this, I'll be happy because last week I got 7. Again, 2 sets. All my compounds today are 2 sets. And obviously the isolation today for chest, I've already done it. It was the pec deck. That used to be an incline chest fly, like I said, but it's just flat now. There we are, got 9. So just goes to show, if you do progress, great, you've got 8, and it's a hard rep. Don't get in your head if you're shooting for a certain number that you can't get more. What I mean by that is, I was aiming for 8 because I got 7 last week, and it's very easy to hit 8 and go, got it. But if you've got more in you, go for it. You're already in the set anyway, you might as well make the most of it, otherwise you're going to miss out on potential growth. So, get put it there, rest a couple of minutes, I don't time a rest, just go by how I feel. And then I'll probably just take half the plate off. Go again. Again, it's a new exercise as well, so that's probably part of the progression. But yeah, we've got the final compound of the day. It's a prime dip. Obviously, being the final compound of the day, I focus a lot more on the lengthened range. So what I'll do is, the seat's positioned enough that I can get as deep as possible just before it hits the bottom of the stack, save the shoulder. But it allows me to pause in that lengthened range for maybe 2 seconds. I don't really count it, I just make sure I've paused, stop the momentum, go again. I'll do one in position 3, I won't. I'll do one in position 5 first, because it focuses a bit more at mid-range. And then for the last set, it'll be just position 3, just so I can get as many reps as possible, focus on that length and range. Again, lower chest and triceps. I've spoken to loads of people in the gym today, which is nice, but you don't just take ages. And you've been in the gym for way too long, considering how I've still got a few exercises left. But I might come back and revisit this video another time. We'll see. I'll 175, got 7 last time. I'll be happy with 8. I'll be happy with 7 because it's the end of the workout. I don't have to progress on everything. Hands calves. One rep down, but I focus on that pause a lot more. Still hit failure. Not blitzing too much. So my first tricep isolation is a push down with a metal bar, an easy bar. A lot of people love the rope. I love the rope too. But I find the rope is very good to get the tricep fully short. So if it's earlier in the session, then absolutely I'd use a rope. But at this stage in the session, I struggle to get it short anyway. So I might as well focus more on the length and range. This allows me to go heavier overall than the rope does. So I'm loading the length and range more. Still try and lock out. But it also allows me to, I don't know, it just feels better on length and range. So I do this. It used to be a single arm tricep exercise. I don't know if you can hear me with the music. It used to be a single arm tricep exercise. Well, it took me half of the time. It was taking me so long to set everything up. It was like a cuffed tricep exercise extension. It was very good, but it wasn't worth the extra time. I get more out of this anyway. So I'll do this, 2 sets, 10 to 15 each, and then I'll show you the bicep exercise afterwards. And again, I really try and minimise momentum where possible, but it's not always possible. Come out, full range. And I'll call that failure. Any more too much momentum. I don't think my upper arm was coming up with too much then. But happy with that progression. This is my last bicep exercise of the day. So I focus a lot on the lengthening position. Don't know how the camera's set up. There's a lot of length position. So bicep behind the torso stretches that lengthening range even more. The long head of the bicep. So I'll try and keep my elbow behind my torso the whole time. And then my plus reps at the end, the partials, I'll bring my elbow forward just to get a couple more. So I can feel the stretch now, so I'm just going to get started straight away. So try and sit upright as well. So if I lean forward, takes tension away. That'll be set. So guys, we are back, well I am back from a pretty good upper session actually, which you won't have seen because you'll see the old push and arm session, which I started editing while doing cardio at the end then, and it's quite long, so I don't know if I'll add it or not, we'll see. But it was a good session. Like I said in the last video, my fatigue is pretty high now. My motivation to train is the first thing that goes when I need a deload, so I am very much in need of a deload because that is pretty low. On days off, it's a lot easier to train because I can train a bit earlier, the gym's a bit quieter, obviously I have a bit more caffeine. Whereas when I train after work, it's busy, I don't have caffeine, I don't really want to be there, I'm tired from work. And when you just need a deload, you don't want to be there. Whereas normally I'm quite happy to go to the gym, it's like a stress relief. So that's a big sign for me. The next sign is usually digestion and that, but so far, touch wood, I'm good. I've just burnt my finger as well. I microwaved my bowl before I put my food in it too much, too long, and it's not swollen yet, but yeah, that's gonna swell up. Anyway, enough of me waffling. Shit, I always waffle so much rubbish. Right, so post-workout is rice, macros in that here, chicken, carrots, and a couple of pita breads. Macros will be on screen, low fat, high carb, because we want it to digest as fast as possible. I'll have one more meal in about 2.5 hours, which you probably know what it is, but you'll see it if you, well, you can probably guess what it is, but you'll see it. And then I'll have 15 grams of sauerkraut as well with this, which I haven't put on the plate because I like it on the side separately. And that's it. I've also prepared all the leftovers for tomorrow when I'm back in work. And yeah, that's that. I think that's everything. So I'm going to enjoy this now, and then I'll catch you guys for meal number 5, the last meal of the day. So guys, if you have made it all the way through the video, well, thank you for watching. And this is the last meal of the day. It's the same as it has been literally for the past, I don't know how many weeks now. Months, I'd say. Well, since prep's finished. Even during prep, I had some sort of oats most days. I love oats. People go into off season and start hating oats. Those are the best meal by far. All the macros and that on the screen. Chocolate orange perform as always. And I have a couple of rice cakes as well, just to get the rest of the carbs in. That's a mixture of both. I like the consistency. It also allows me, as I said earlier in the video, to have more actual like genuine fats in the form of like nut butter and dark chocolate and that. So it's 60 grams of oats, I think, 60 cream of rice. You'll see it in the macros. If I have more than that, then the actual like flavour of the whey gets too diluted and it's not very nice. So I like it quite strong. Ideally even stronger than that, but it is what it is. So I have a couple of rice cakes. As carbs go up, it'll just be jam and rice cakes really from now on. But that's that. That's everything. That's the full day of eating. Total macros will be on the screen as they are always. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. It's quite a long video because of that training footage, so I'll try and make that short in the future when I go over future training workout routines. That makes sense. But yeah, thank you all for watching as always. Please like, comment, subscribe. Any further questions or coaching inquiries, please follow the link below. And yeah, I'll catch you guys for the next one.